And I have one last question. What is your view on the N-word?
Okay.
It's gonna be just
so for me, my view on the N-word is so iffy. And I'm gonna say so iffy because it's used loosely with everybody. Whether you're saying it to each other, whether you're saying it in public, whether you're saying it in private, you know what I'm saying? Okay, so I'm gonna put this out there. My sister is dating a white guy, right? And they have a beautiful little girl together. It's beautiful. But he don't use the N-word. I'm not gonna say really. I haven't heard him use the N-word like that. And I think it's just because we're a black family. But we use it towards him. You know what I mean? So how do you expect somebody to react like that? Like they know they can't use it, but you freely calling him a nigga. That's what the N-word is, so y'all act like I don't know.
With A.
And sometimes, well, I know I use the N-word every now and then, and I do it without thinking about it. And I go, ooh, my bad, you know? And then I say stuff like WPS, that's white people shit. And I said it in front of him one time, and I had to apologize because I was like, oh, I forgot you was white. Just he got a little flavor in him. You know?
Well seasoned.
Yeah, he a well seasoned guy. So, but I think that as a culture, we use it so freely, and we use it as a greeting, we use it as an insult, we use it as anything, but then expect no one else to use it because of where it generated from, where it came from. You know, I think that it should be like a respectful understanding with it. Now, do I think we should be using it? No, but because it's been like embedded in me for so long, I've been saying it so freely for so long. Sometimes I try to catch myself of saying it because I've tried to take it out of my vocabulary because I don't want to really use it. That's just my personal thing. I'm not saying I think something's wrong with it. I just don't really want to use it. But I think that it's hard to hold people accountable for it, and it's hard to expect the other culture not to use it when you're using it towards them all the time, because eventually they're going to start talking like you. You know, eventually it's going to slip up, and they think that they're using it as like a good thing towards you because you're using it as a good thing towards them, and then we get upset when it happens. So I'm like, it should be a conversation that when you get your friends, you know, when you get, if you have friends from another culture, it should be like, hey, you know, we might use it toward each other, but you can't use it, you know, instead of just, you know, letting them fly with it, then all of a sudden come out and everybody's like, rewind. What did you say? Or when they singing it in a rap song, like they gotta skip over the word. You know, I think
touch on that.
Yes. So,
we're saying that depending with our environment, you should know when to say it and when not to say it. Especially somebody out of race, how they would feel comfortable because we may say, hey, what's up, Mike? But they were like, yeah, I'm one of you guys. And then yet they say it and some people looking like,
right.
Just because we said we call you, that don't mean you can say it too.
Yeah. My thing with the word nigga, the N-word, nigga, or you put the ER on there, however you want to do it. For me, that's a very powerful word. And that's one thing that was a negative connotation to people before me who look like me. So I feel like if I'm able to utilize that word, I take away your power because I know you can't say that to me now. That used to be my greeting from you negatively to go like, oh, nigga, go clean that up. Oh, nigga, go do that. No, you don't get to say that to me now. I have taken the power back. So that's why I still use the N-word in my vocabulary. It's my choice. And if it's offensive to somebody, I can understand. And I can probably adapt to the situation to make you feel comfortable, make you feel welcome. But that's me. That's my vernacular. That's who I am. That's a part of me. That's etched in my skin. I was a nigga before I even knew what it was. So for you to say that I don't like the word, you come from that when you are black. That's etched on your back. It's inside your DNA. You didn't get to choose that. So I'm using it because I'm taking the power back. You're not going to tell me that I'm X, Y, and Z and I got to do this now because I am my own person and I can say and use and do whatever I want to.
Right.
So for me, it's a power behind the word. I know that it's negatively sought by some people and some people don't like to use it. Some people don't like to hear it. But for me, that's your problem, not mine. Because for years, my people didn't want to hear it, but we couldn't tell you that. So now I can say whatever I want to, and you won't have to listen. And it's not being ignorant, it's not being ghetto, it's being me. It's me realizing I have rights to say this because I went through that. My family went through that. We had to endure that for me to be able to sit here and say this on national television or however you're going to be able to see it. So I use it as a freedom word. It's my freedom right. I took it away from you because that's what you used to demean me with. So that's why I say, if you're going to use it, use it. And if you need to know that people of other nationalities are probably saying it behind your back. So take the feeling and the insensitivity out of it if it's not meant in a negative manner. That's it. So how do you feel about it?
Me personally, I don't like the word. I honestly don't, because how is, like what you said, I agree with you. Like, you take the power, okay, fine. But for me, I look at it as in the past, way back in time.
But it's not that way back.
No, but what I'm just saying, when it came to, we had kings and queens in Africa, all that type of mess, was that ever that word? No. And then when it comes here, it's because for whatever reason they chose to say that word, and a lot of blacks have tried their hardest not to say that. Not only that, when it comes to other ethnicity and other race, you probably don't hear them calling each other that as like a friendly thing, like, hey, what's up, monkey? You know, just because they'll probably say to each other because they're angry, because they know it's offensive, derogatory, and just flat out like, no, I'm not gonna have you talk to me like that, whether it's friends or not. So why is it that if they choose not to do that, because it's derogatory for those type of slang words or any type of derogatory that people would consider them as, why would we make it okay for us to do when we know it's derogatory and it's bad?
My thing is, how do you know what they use in the comfort of their home?
But that's what I'm saying. We don't know. But from what I understand and from what I'm thinking,
but
you don't really.
But it's not a proven fact. I use nigga with 9 times out of 10 with other black people.
Yes.
I'm not gonna come and walk up to somebody who is out of my race, be like, yo, what up, man? Like, I don't just drop it like that. It's used in a text where I know it fits. It's just like the B word, the F word. If you say shit, it's put there for a reason.
Yeah.
And because we use nigga in a centralization of us being black people, there has to be something that Asians use to be derogatory to somebody in their nationality. White people use, then we probably don't know. We're uneducated.
We don't know.
We're not white. We're not Asian. We're not a Pacific Islander. So I know that nigga's not the worst thing on the world. So that's why I'm not gonna stop using it, because I'm using it with my own people, and you know that I'm not using it to be demeaning, to be mean, to be tearing down of you.
Yeah.
It's used as a form of formalities. I'm just like me saying what up, to you. And I add that in there. It's the sauce to my conversation. For me, it's the seasoning on top of my food. So I'm not gonna take that away. And you're not gonna tell me that other people don't say stuff to each other.
No, I don't know. But it's like, if it's wrong, it's wrong. And if we don't like other people calling us that, then why are we doing it? If it's wrong, why should we consider that, oh, we have the power, or that's, I can say you can't, but if you don't want other people to call you that, then stop saying it, period. It's like, if you don't want me to call you, keep on calling you bitch, then why are you calling yourself that? Then what does that make to you? I mean, it's both point of views about it, which we all have our point of view about it.
People are gonna call you whatever they want to, whether it's in your face or behind your face. So for me, freedom of speech. You can call me whatever you want to. That's not going to affect me as a person. I know who I am. I'm confident in myself.
But you're not going to like it if another person.
It don't matter. It don't matter. It's a lot of shit in life that I'm not going to like. That's the whole thing about growing and strengthening yourself and whatever you want to do. You got to be confident.
No, you got to be confident.
I don't care what you call me, what you say. If it ain't going to take no money out of my pocket, it ain't going to hurt me in a way that I'm affected in the long run, then I don't care.
But if a person, a different race, call you the N-word,
I don't care.
You're not going to.
If you using it in a derogatory manner, I got a few choice words for you.
Okay.
But if you're not, I don't care.
No, I'm not saying as I'm saying it as a derogatory. You're saying you don't care what they say, but in a way you do care if they say derogatory.
Because I can talk that talk with you. I can call you some really offensive shit too if you want to go there. But I'm going to still use my word. You're doing it to be mean to me. I'm doing it because that's how I talk to my people. Mm-hmm. It's a difference. It's always a difference. People use shit because they know that's a trigger for you. Remove the button. People gonna say it regardless.
Yeah.
So they gonna be calling you a bitch. They gonna call you this. I done been called that at work before. That don't faze me. Clocked in, did my job, and went home. I don't care. You gonna sing it in a song. You gonna say it behind my back. You gonna say it in front of my face. That's your problem. I know who I am and what I am and where I come from. So that shit don't bother me. Mm-hmm. Like, call me whatever you like to. Whatever. I don't care. I'm just looking at her face.
I'm just listening to y'all. I was like, okay.
People gonna critique you regardless. I got a big forehead. I got a big nose, big lips. Don't care. Can't change it. Right. I'm black. That's true. Can't change that.
That is exactly true.
So,
and that's why I was saying, saying that the N-word is such like a iffy, tricky, like to have a conversation about what you're never going to get an end result in it.
No, you're not.
Right, like right now we have two different like thoughts on it.
Mm-hmm.
And me personally, like I use the word, I don't use it that often, you know what I mean? But I do use it, but it doesn't really offend me like that unless like it's the tone.
That's the key thing.
It's the tone. It's the delivery. It's the body language. Now, some people think that no, we shouldn't be using it at all. I think this is just what I think. It could not be true. I totally made it up because this is what I think. I think black folks started calling each other niggas out of a joke. And you want to know why I say that? Because it was a word that was used against us to make us look bad and to make us to belittle us. That's just like saying you got a big nose, a big forehead, right? Mm-hmm. So now when you see me, we calling each other big head, you know what I'm saying? Big forehead, something like that, because now you're like, that might have been a bad example, but
in the blow.
Yeah, but what I'm saying that what you were trying to use me to now belittle me, it's just like a joke to me now. Right. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's how it became a thing. Because I don't know how black folks started calling each other niggas. Maybe they started calling each other niggas because we couldn't read and write during slavery, and that's all they heard. Mm-hmm. That's all they know. You know what I'm saying? But it's something that's not ever going to go away. Just like colorism, just like racism, the N-word ain't going.
It's not going to go nowhere.
And I said ain't, not. The N-word ain't going nowhere. Yeah. It's something that's going to just be around. It's just how you choose to use it.
Right.
Because so people ask me why I cuss. I really be trying to stop cussing. But I'm going to give an example. When I'm having a conversation, sometimes cussing is like,
it just
make it the to the conversation. It make it that much more. Yeah. So when I turn around and be like, nigga, let me tell you something. That means like, this is my friend, we're just having a regular conversation, right. Or, I'm not saying, nigga, go pick up my trash.
Exactly.
What? Who's talking to?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's two different things. So it just depends on how people really want to use it. It's probably going to be part of my vocabulary, it's just not as much.
Yeah. Now you just have to be conscientious of what you say.
Exactly.
And that's it. But and it also goes into the way that we were brought up.
Yeah.
That leads into another reason why we use certain profane words, because none of it is necessarily acceptable to the masses, but we still do it. Mm-hmm. So, pick your battles. Yeah. And do whatever you feel comfortable with doing. And that's it.
Again, these are our opinions. I'm pretty sure some may think like me, some may think like Desiree or Cheryl. And it's okay with that. That's why we're having this conversation, because it needs to be talked about.
Yeah.
So,
and you see, we three black women, and we disagree on certain subjects.
And that's
just like everybody else. So it's all inclusive right here. You're not gonna get everybody like, yes ma'am, yes ma'am, yes ma'am. Like, no, it's like, look, here, this is how this is.
Right.
Yes.
So like, it's conflicting matters, and there are some points where we agree. But that also plays into the whole topic that we're talking about, racism and colorism. It's conflicting matters, but there are some things that we agree. And as people, we just got to work on it. Work to better ourselves and work to better our neighbors, you know? Yeah. Education is key. Let them know that this makes me feel uncomfortable and...
Yeah, and be open about it and be able to get the response too. You got to take it.
Exactly. So, thank you guys so much for tuning in today's show.
Yes, thank you, Desiree, for coming in.
Yes.
More welcome to come back.
I will.
All the time.
Yes.
Love you guys.
Bye.
Bye.